Now I can record. Okay, you're recording.
Okay, and so she told me, she said, you know, if you get 3 or 4 people to purchase from you, you can make enough money to actually get your Plexus paid for. And I thought, well, I can do that. You know, I already had one person. Well, not long after that, I left for Vietnam, and she had told me, post on Facebook. I said, okay. And so I did. And while I was there, I ended up with a lot of customers at the time. I mean, just by literally, I would post on Facebook, and that was it, because that's all I knew to do. I hadn't had any training because I literally, it was days. I signed up on the 9th, I left on the 17th. And, but while I was there, one of my friends, I had taught her son in kindergarten years before, and she had messaged me and said she wanted to join Plexus under me. And I thought, under me? Why in the world would she want to join under me? I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, thankfully, Celeste walked her through everything, answered all her questions, and Kim Wilson became my very first ambassador. Well, she had been in an MLM before, so she knew what she was doing. So really, she started helping me. She would ask me a question, I wouldn't know the answer, and by the time I woke up the next morning while I was in Vietnam, she would have the answer for me. So she would call Celeste or whatever she needed to do. Well, within a few weeks, she went silver. And I remember her best friend messaging me and saying, can I post about this? This is amazing. And I said, sure, but what does it mean to go silver? I had no idea. And so she told me, and I thought, well, I want to do that. So when I got home, I started reaching out to more people, posting on Facebook more. And by then I had a little bit of my own story. I'd lost 12 pounds. And so it was in August that my team just kind of exploded. And I went gold, and then the next month senior gold, and I guess I hit in September, in September my check ended up being what it was what I made teaching. And I was like, oh my gosh. And Kevin, my husband, kept asking me, are you sure this is legal? And I said, I don't know, just go cash the check. I don't know what I'm doing. So I think it was in August or September that I actually ended up going to my first meeting. It wasn't like it is now where there were just meetings all the time. Everybody was just really getting started. And so it was exciting. I ended up going back to work that year, even though I begged my husband to let me stay home that year. But at the time, I wasn't making what I did teaching until like 2 weeks into the school year, and I brought home that check, and I thought, man, I could have stayed home. But God actually gave me the best kindergarten class, just the sweetest kindergarten class. He knew I needed it. So within that year, I was ranking up every month until I hit Senior Ruby, and then it was every other month. So at 7 months, I hit Emerald. At 9 months, I hit Sapphire, and at 11 months, I hit Diamond. And I was sitting at convention when I hit Diamond, so that was a lot of fun. And that's where I met my friend Beth Anderson, who's also a Diamond. So she has also become one of my good friends and running buddies that has really helped me in this business. So it was crazy. I was able to quit my job. Kevin was able to quit his job. And that's kind of when everything went crazy. So I was in full momentum up until convention of 2014. I was in the top 10 of convention contest credit earners. I won every contest that they had. I was in a suite, and my team was on fire. I was on fire. I was getting anywhere from 13 to 15 new ambassadors a month. I mean, it was crazy. My PV was 7,000. And y'all, when I hit Diamond, and at convention, I was so excited. But then I quit my job. My husband quit his job. I got my Lexus, and I knew now I had $1,000 payment that Plexus was giving me, but still I had that payment. And I started second guessing myself. And I started saying, what if? What if this doesn't last? What if I fail? What if I'm not a good leader? What if? And I started putting a lot of negative thoughts in my head. Y'all, in August, so full momentum, in May of 2014 to August 2014, and my points started going backwards. And I started looking, and I thought, I don't even know how I got here. Started looking at myself and thinking, I wasn't a good leader. I was trying to keep my head above water. And I didn't know how to help myself get back to where I was. And I didn't know how to help my team. So months kept going by, and it was either I'd go up just a tiny bit or I'd go backwards, or I'd go up a little bit or backwards, and just really hovering around the same points. And I really didn't know what to do. Late fall, really started taking some steps backwards. And by December of 2014, I lost diamond that month by 9 points. And y'all, I kid you not, I was not able to reach out to my team. I mean, 2 people, sure, I could have gotten 2 people, but I was so embarrassed. And, it was pride is what it was, but I couldn't reach out to anybody. I couldn't ask for help. I didn't want anyone to know. And my husband kept saying, Cheyenne, you don't find your joy in numbers. You don't find your joy in a business. You find your joy in the Lord. Like, he kept telling me that over and over again. And I said, I know, but I wanted to be this amazing leader, and I wanted to work hard and continue to earn that position. So I had to take a really hard look at myself, and I realized I was not a good leader. And so that month I reached out to Sarah Marble, and Sarah was awesome. She really just encouraged me, and she gave me a list of YouTube videos to watch. She gave me a list of books to read. And the reason I had actually reached out to her is because she had said how much she believes in personal development. And up until that point, y'all, I didn't know that I needed personal development because everything was just happening so quickly. And so I didn't know. And so I started doing some personal development. I also reached out to Kim Wilson, my very first level 1. And she said, you know what? I heard of this lady. Her name is Leslie Zan. She spoke at a meeting for my last MLM. Maybe we could get her to coach us. I said, okay, let's try it. So she reached out to her, and Leslie Zan started coaching us, which has really made an impact on my business. Well, in January, I got Diamond back. And for the next probably 6 or 7 months, I really just hovered around Diamond points. It was, either 4,550 to 4,800. I mean, just really hovered right there. And as I went, I just started realizing, oh my goodness, I have a lot to learn. But I was just soaking it all in and taking it all in, taking it all in, taking it all in. Well, last summer, same thing happened. I don't remember if it was July or August, ended up missing Diamond by like 20 points. Once again, I was upset, but this time I wasn't devastated. It clicked. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm taking all of this knowledge in, but I'm not pouring it out into my team. And so the very next month I got Diamond back, and I really started pouring into my team. I really started encouraging them. I started sharing my knowledge that I had learned. It was just a huge difference. And now we're like back in full momentum again. So it's amazing what happens whenever you just pour into your team. And so that's the not so fun part, but I'm so thankful for that journey, because if that had never happened, I would not understand when people go backwards or when they're struggling. Because I remember even in my very beginning, it's kind of sad now, but I remember making a contest for my team and just saying, hey, if you get 5 new ambassadors this month, you're in the drawing. And I couldn't understand why I didn't have, 30 ambassadors doing that, because I thought that was a very low number at the time, because I was adding 13 to 15 new ambassadors. I didn't realize that was not normal. And so, this journey has really helped me go, it wasn't normal to go that fast. It's definitely possible, but it was not the normal thing to do. And so I feel like God gave me that opportunity, but he also gave me the opportunity to go backwards, to grow and to grow myself, and then to help my team. So it's been an amazing journey, but it definitely wasn't all exciting. Now I can look back, and I knew that God would use that story for me one day to be able to share with people when I could do it without crying. And so now it's exciting to share because I just feel like he's given me a gift, and I could have missed so much with other people had that not happened to me. So that's just a little of our story with Plexus. So, you're muted, Angie. I can't hear you.
I didn't mean that. Okay, I'm sorry. I love that, and I love your story, and I'm so thankful that you not only shared, I mean, like for some people going to Diamond in 11 months, like that's like, wow, that's kind of intimidating. But then, you sharing, kind of then after that, your struggles and kind of what helped you kind of get out of that. So I really appreciate that, because I think that really will speak volumes to a lot of people on our team. I do have a couple of questions here, so I'll start with those. So one says, what are the things you do daily, weekly, etc., that you think attribute to your success?
So obviously in the beginning, I didn't do a lot of anything except try to keep my head above water. But really reaching out and encouraging team members, I think that's really big. I think personal development is huge. Had I not reached out to Leslie Zahn and had her coach me, had I not reached out to Sarah Marble for some books and for some ideas, I'd probably be stuck in the same spot. So personal development, really learning about yourself, pouring into yourself, where then you can turn around and pour that into your team, I think is a really big thing that I've done that has really helped me. I've also recently, I read the book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, and I'm reading Switch on Your Brain, and it's just really talking about positive affirmations and, how you think and what you perceive about yourself and different things like that, but really trying to do daily affirmations and really talk. And I know some people are going, that's crazy. Y'all, I'm not kidding. It has really changed my business, because it's funny, in the very beginning, those first 11 months, I never doubted myself. I said, I'm going to Senior Gold, and I'd go to Senior Gold. Now, I was also working my business. It wasn't like I was sitting back going, oh, I'm going to go to Senior Gold, and I wasn't doing anything in that. But I never doubted myself. The minute I started doubting myself, I mean, just 2 months later, it all started going backwards. So to me, it really proves how what you say to yourself, what you think about yourself, it really does affect you in life in general. I also think it's important to follow the 5-3-1, reach out to 5 new people every day, follow up with 3 people, and then train 1 person. That 1 person can be yourself, or it can be an ambassador or a customer. If that overwhelms you, start smaller, do a 3-2-1. But staying on, having a daily checklist for me has really helped. A girl on my team made a checklist for our team, an IPA scorecard, and it basically, I can check off what I've done each day. I can give myself points for it if I want to. I mean, we've had some contests using that, but it really shows me, oh, look, you're really good at following up, but maybe I'm not as good reaching out to people. Or, hey, I'm really good at inviting someone to a training, but am I doing hosting the training? So those are different things that I use daily that really help.
Let me see. Okay, hold on. My phone just. Okay, so I know that you talked about some books. You talked about what to say when you're talking to yourself and Switch on Your Brain. What other books or like maybe specific videos you think have made an impact on your business?
I definitely love Sarah Robbins. I love her blog because I think I can identify with her. I was a kindergarten teacher too. Being out in front of the public, that's a fear that I try to overcome. And she was kind of the same way. So I really identify with her. I love her blog posts and her videos. Her book, Rock Your Network Marketing Business. Love that. Presley Swaggerty, which he was my algebra teacher. Angie, did you have him?
Yes, I did.
Loved him. He was actually my very favorite teacher. And
he was mine too. He
was awesome. But his book, Millionaire by Halftime, and Be Do and Have More. What else is there? Flip Flop CEO, The 4-Year Career, Beach Money. All of those have made an impact. And then Leslie Zahn, I have her CDs, and then she also coaches me. So that's been really big for me. Which, Angie, are you doing that too?
Yes, I am, and I'm super excited about that.
She's awesome.
Okay, so how do you motivate your team, and what is one thing that you do daily? Okay, let's just start with, how do you motivate your team?
Okay, so one thing that Leslie Zann did tell me, because I asked her this exact question, I said, Leslie, how do I motivate my team? And she said, Cheyenne, quit trying to motivate your team and get out there and find motivated people. So, because I would run contests and it was like crickets, and I'm going, I don't get it. I mean, like, an iPad would motivate me, or, you know, cash would motivate me. She said, quit trying to motivate people and find motivated people. So that's been really big for me. Now, to encourage my team, I do try to call my leaders, you know, at least at the beginning of the month and at the end of the month, check on them. And I do have that daily contact with some of them more than others, just because they'll reach out to me more often. But, you know, just, I think too, when we're working the business and we're excited about it, I think that is motivating. And when they see, you know, that you got a new ambassador or a new customer, I think that helps motivate, if that makes sense. But I think truly just trying to motivate people, it's, some will be motivated and some won't. And it's just, that's really hard for me. So I don't know if I answered your question or not.
No, I think that that's really good, because I found the same thing. Like, I mean, sometimes I'm like, man, I'm like giving away the bank here and no one's even interested in participating in the contest. But, you know, it is like, you know, I found like once I continue to consistently add my 3 people every single month, eventually, if you keep adding people, if you keep doing by the, you know, you're going to have a runner. You're going to have someone that's going to be motivated. But that's exactly kind of my experience too.
Yes, and I've also realized since all of this, it may not be because they aren't motivated. It could be that they're just struggling for some reason. So maybe reaching out to those leaders too, and you know, talking with them. What are their goals, and how can you help them get there? Because sometimes I know I've had a dry spell before. You know, where you're just like, I can't get anyone, and then it's also there I am talking to myself saying, you know, negative things. So, but I think too, just reaching out to those leaders and really just talking to them and pouring into them and encouraging them to get on 3-way calls with you and, you know, potentials is a good idea too.
Okay, so what is one thing that you do daily that you feel like makes you a successful leader?
I practice what I preach. So if I tell my team to do 5-3-1, I'm doing 5-3-1. Also the affirmations, and just, you know, continuously I'm there for my team, and they know that. But it's not, I'm not only there for Plexus, I'm there for personal issues too. And I think that's what people need. They need to know that it's not just about Plexus. Oh, yeah, you're on my team, and, you know, so I'm only going to care about you then. I want people to know that I care about them outside of Plexus. So probably one of the biggest things is building those relationships and fostering them, you know.
Yes, I completely agree with that. And I completely agree with, I think it's really important as a leader that you're not just making sure to reach out to people when it's about Plexus. And like you said, that you're making sure that you know, call someone and get to know them personally and ask them what's going on with them personally as well.
Right.
So I am going to open it up. I'm not going to unmute anyone, but if anyone else has a question that they would like to ask, if they could just type it in the chat. I just didn't want to open it up because I figured it would get too crazy. Oh, wait, there it goes. Somebody just said the audio keeps going out.
Uh-oh.
Oh, how do I do everyone? Okay, I'm going to talk, but I'll still give y'all time to ask a question if anyone else has any more questions. So I'm going to send a list of the books that Cheyenne mentioned. And then also, Cheyenne, would you mind sharing with us that the IPA checklist? Yes, I would love that. I think that would be really, that would be really, really helpful. So if nobody else has any questions, I think that
I'll just show you this real quick. This is what the IPA, and I'll put it on your team page, but this is what the IPA scorecard is.
Okay.
And it's really been beneficial to me because, and you can change it up, I mean, however you want. this was something we used for a challenge, but it really made me look at myself and say, okay, am I doing affirmations every day like I should be? Am I doing personal development every day? Am I talking to new people every day, or am I just following up? So really, I do love this. It's really helped me kind of stay on track, because I like to have a list and check it off. And I wasn't like that before, so I don't know where that comes from, but I think it's too easy for me to be at home and just do what I want versus being productive and truly being productive. It's easy to get on Facebook and scroll. So.
Well, I think with most of us, I mean, we're all really kind of new to this whole marketing, network marketing thing, and we're at home. And so it's easy to be distracted or go do other things. But like, I'm with you, to have that focus, to have that list of like, okay, this is the things, check, that we need to do every day. I mean, for me, I know that would be tremendously beneficial.
Yes. And I think she took this from, I don't even know if it was someone else in Plexus, but she made it her own, or made it, how she wanted, or if she got it from somebody else in another network marketing company. I'm not sure, but it's helped me a lot. So if you're that person that needs to see it, and I like it because at the bottom it says, keep your business thriving by aiming at 10 points daily, so you can go, oh, I can do that, and 70 points. So, and then it also gives you a challenge of 300 points per month. So I just keep these, I run a copy of them and leave them on my table. So each week I just have it, and it's easy that way. I'll upload it. Somebody just said, how can we get a copy? I'll upload it to your page, Angie. I'll put it in the files tab.
And then somebody else asked, do you only use network, or do you expand outside, or any other, like, how do you expand your network? Do you use Facebook?
I do use Facebook. I use Instagram some. I need to be better about that, because I think Instagram and Twitter, I think those are things that, except I lost my Twitter password and I got a new phone, so that's why I haven't been using Twitter. But I think those are untapped markets where, if you're putting in those hashtags, it could bring so many people in. But I don't just rely on social media anymore. I've actually I reach out to people versus always waiting for somebody to come to me. I do post on Facebook daily, but every day but Sunday, I do. That's just my personal, I just take off every Sunday. And I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying that's what I do. But I think actually reaching out to people and telling people, that's what I have found recently has really helped me. It's gotten me out of my comfort zone for sure, but I think I've found some people that have joined my team that I probably would not have had I not asked them to join my team. So I think reaching out to people and saying, hey, I mean, if it's the truth, only if it's the truth, but you're really on my dream team list. And, I would love to have you work with me because of this, and this. So, that's something that I've started doing more of daily, actually, to try to get more people on our team.
Yeah, I think that cold messaging has been huge for me too, as far as getting people. So is there something that you do, like, I mean, obviously, you've been doing this for what, 2-3 years?
Almost 3 years.
3 years now. I mean, so it's kind of like your Facebook friends, I'm sure that, you are getting close to exhausting them. But are you joining other groups? Are you like friending, like kind of, what are the things you're doing to kind of expand your network? I mean, now that you've been doing this, because that's the thing that, like, I even think about, like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to exhaust all my friends. Like, what are the things you think that you're doing to, like, expand outside?
I am on some different groups. My husband and I opened the Core in Rockwall, which is a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics enrichment center. So I've joined some like STEM groups. I've also, joined some foster and adoption groups, because those are things that I'm passionate about. It wasn't necessarily thinking, ooh, Plexus, but, if I become friends with those people in those groups, and that is a possibility. But I also, I feel like I'm meeting new people all the time, and I'm looking for opportunities to meet new people now that I'm home, because, you don't want to be, home and not have anybody to do things with. And Macy's in soccer. And so we're traveling with these people. So I feel like that's one way that I'm meeting new people too, is I'm just always looking to meet new people, you know. I haven't had anyone outside of those groups, the STEM group or the foster to adopt group or the adoption group or any of that, reach out to me yet, but it doesn't mean they won't in the future, you know. I just, you know, and something that's funny is I actually, I looked at my list, I guess it was last summer, and I thought, you know, I've never really sat down and made a list. So I thought, I need to make my list of 100. I'm asking everybody else to do it. That's what I need to do. I came up literally, here's my list, 200 people. So when I just re-entered on my second leg, I sat down and did it again. And I have, outside of those 200 people, I have a page and a half written in my notebook of people that, you know, it's funny because you're always probably adding people to Facebook and you don't even realize that you're adding them, or going through your, you know, those mutual friends, not mutual friends, but it'll say suggestions, looking at those suggestions and adding people that you want to be friends with. I don't ever want to add somebody and have them think, they added me just because, she added me because she wants to sell something to me. It'd be people I truly care to see what they're doing. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to be very authentic in it. It makes me feel better personally than just friending everybody and hoping somebody joins my team. I hope that helps. But I was really shocked when I was able to write down that many names of people that I had never talked to about Plexus. And a couple of them have joined my team. So, uh-oh, I can't hear you, Angie. Maybe chat. Okay, this is, what do you say when you approach someone about the business? So if I'm reaching out to somebody like that has not asked me about Plexus, I basically tell them, you know, why I think they would be good at this business. Maybe it's their personality. Maybe they have a large network. Maybe they're passionate about the health products. I really try to hone in on what's appropriate for them. And then I expand on that. Now, if I'm out and about and somebody, you know, just somebody random and we're talking and maybe I hear that they have a health issue or they have, you know, pain or something, then I just say, you know what, I just tell them I sell Plexus and you know, we have this product and I think it could help you. If it's somebody, you know, like in line behind me at the store, or maybe it's a cashier, maybe we've been talking and, you know, kind of hitting it off or something, I would tell them, you know what, I think you'd be great at what I do. I sell Plexus. And, you know, if you know of anybody that has pain or wants to lose weight or wants to get healthy, or, you know, I used to say diabetic or pre-diabetic. I try not to say things like that now. You know, here's my card in case you know anybody that would be interested. Or, hey, I think you would be great at this business. You have a great personality. I don't know. I try to just find different ways to talk to people. It really depends on the person that I'm talking to. I try to really make sure that I'm, you know, I never want to come off as pushy, but at the same time, if I know that I can help somebody with a product that we have, I'm going to be confident and bold and tell them, just because, you know, I mean, we have gold in our hands. We really do. People need our products and people need our business. So many people go to sleep at night, or go lay down at night and can't sleep at night because they're worried about their bills, or there's, you know, medical issues, or maybe both. And we have things that could help. So I've really tried to step out of my comfort zone and just be bold. Now, don't get me wrong. I may walk away and I may be sweating like a pig, but I'm really trying to just really get out there and be bold. There was another question, I think, one more. How do we as ambassadors share 531, etc. When so many people know about Plexus and are already an ambassador on your network, and your network isn't large. You know what? I think a lot of times our network is a lot larger than what we think. And I think you just need to look at different areas. And maybe it's finding a friend that lives out of state, or finding a relative, or finding someone that you think would be good and helping them expand their network too. I have friends tell me that all the time. They're like, you know, it's just saturated. And it's funny because when Celeste did the Jewels at the Jewel last summer in Dallas, there were probably 18 ambassadors there. And I talked to several different people, and not one of them knew about Plexus. Not one. I mean, there literally was probably 5 or 6 people in one day that I talked to that had never heard of Plexus. And that was shocking to me. So I really don't I think your news feeds are filled with Plexus. And so we feel like our friends all know about Plexus. Your friends may know about it, but it doesn't mean they're in it. And if they are in it, look for your other friends. Look at those high school friends. Look at those college friends. I could kick myself. I should have been talking to Angie 3 years ago, you know? I mean, really, really look at your people and don't prejudge them and think, oh, they wouldn't want anything to do with it. They're skinny, or they have money, or, oh, they don't have money, or never prejudge somebody. Just continuously, and look for ways to add new friends to your circle. You know, is it church? Is it a mom's group? Is it, you know, through play dates, whatever it is? I just would continuously look for new ways to add people to your group. How long do you, how long do you wait to follow up with a potential after they say they'll check it out? I give them honestly about a week, unless we have like when we had the 15% off or whatever, then I would reach out to them faster if it was a shorter period of time. But I give them about a week, because I know in the beginning that was really hard for me. I remember coming and telling my husband, I'm like, oh my gosh, they said they were going to buy it and they haven't bought it. And he told me, he said, Cheyenne, he said, this is important to you. They have probably forgotten about it, or they're busy and they haven't had time. So I do give them a week, but then I do follow up, because a lot of times they'll forget about it, you know, because it's not something that's important to them yet, you know. And a lot of times it takes over and over of you reaching out over and over before, you know, they'll jump on board. Now, once I've reached out to them that week later, you know, I wait a little while until I do it a second time. I'll wait until we have a special, you know, through the company, or whatever the case may be. But I'll wait and I'll give them time. Hey, just wanted to see if you're still interested in Plexus. You know, we have this promotion going on, or we got this new product, or, you know, just wanted to check in and see if everything's okay, and if there's anything that I could do to help you get started. One thing that Leslie told us, she said, you know, if you're having issues with people saying, yes, I want to do it, she said, never slow your pace down to match theirs. So I know we all get excited when we have somebody that's interested in Plexus, or they say they're going to sign up. And it's really easy just to focus on those 1 or 2 people, but never slow your pace. You want to continuously be filling your funnel. And one thing you can do to get them out of your funnel, is to ask them, say, are you having a hard time? And you can do it with a smile on your face and kind of laugh, but are you having a hard time telling me no? And that really does give them the out, because if they're struggling with telling you no, it'll give them a way to say, yeah, you know what, I really kind of am. Or, you know what, no, I'm really interested. I just have not had the time. And you can go, okay, I know to reach back out to them. Or, hey, I'm going to put this person on my no list for now. Doesn't mean it's no forever, ever. And you could say, okay, well, if you don't mind, I'll reach back out to you in a couple of months and see, you know, if something's changed, and go from there. And so that way, you know, and until they say absolutely not, I at least reach out to them every couple, you know, just a couple of months. I'll wait and then reach out to them again if they said yes, they're having a hard time telling me no. What have you done to encourage your white lines to give it another try. It seems like people like products, but just aren't consistent in taking them. Something that I did, because I was not a good leader in the beginning, and because I feel like I failed some people big time. I've reached out to them and I've just told them. I mean, I was very honest with them, because I feel like a lot in the beginning, that was my fault. They didn't get the training that they deserved and the leadership that they needed. And so I reached out to them and I told them, like, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't know what I didn't know, but now I do. And I feel like I could help you more, to become a better leader yourself. And, and I just also tell them, like, oh my goodness, like I told y'all, I think, we have amazing products and amazing business opportunity. And I would love for you to give me another chance to help you, develop into the leader that you want to be and to grow the team that you want to be. And so I've had a couple come back. Not all of them did, but that doesn't mean no forever. I always let everybody know when we have any type of promotion or any type of new product. And so I just leave that open for them. What else do you use to keep track of contacts, business, other than IPA checklists? I have, a lot of times I'm very basic, y'all. I pull up the back office and I'll start voice messaging from there. I'll pull that up on my computer and I voice message through Facebook. And that's kind of, I don't have some great way to do it. I do have my calendar that I put everything on. And so I keep track of a lot of things there of when I check in with people and different things like that. But I would love to tell you I have this great system, but I really don't. I just recently cleaned out a bedroom and we turned it into my office, and that has helped me tremendously to get rid of clutter and different things and to have my own spot. But other than that, I would love to say I have this huge organization system, but I have my notebook, my calendar, and my IPA checklist, and that's it. Let's see. Am I having a hard time saying no? Like, can you elaborate on that question? Like saying no to who? I'm not sure. Somebody said they use Google Sheets to keep up with who they contact. That's a great idea. Oh, thank you. Okay, I thought you were asking if I was having a hard time saying no. You're sweet. Thank you, Leanne. Any other questions? Angie, I hope that answered all your questions. I can't hear you. Oh no. I see that you're muted now on your thing. Okay, white lines are, sometimes white lines can be active people, but a lot of times your white lines, what people are referring to are inactive ambassadors. So that would be somebody that's turned off their auto ship. Are you on? I don't know if you, okay. Do y'all have any other questions? Y'all, thank you so much for having me on tonight. And I'm just gonna, I'll see if y'all have any other questions, but I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your time. I know it's very valuable. And oh, are you on? No? I just truly appreciate you, and thank you for letting me share my journey with you. And I will upload that to the files tab, the IPA scorecard. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Angie, for having me on.
Thank you, Cheyenne.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Have a good night.